Hey guys, in this episode we'll trade those cloudy London skies for Italy and tour their most iconic cities, ancient Rome and gritty Naples. Sunshine, history and carbs, lots of carbs. We'll show you the absolute must-visit places, share a few tips and end with our personal top 3 Italian foods you have to try before you leave. Let's dive in. Most people arriving in Rome will land in Fiumicino Airport, and luckily getting to the city couldn't be easier. The train takes you straight to Roma Termini, the city's main station. The Colosseum is the largest ancient amphitheatre ever built, and is of course our first of our must-visits here. Built almost 2,000 years ago, it held up to 80,000 spectators. They recently discovered beneath the Colosseum a network of subterranean passageways that were once used for transporting wild animals and gladiators into the arena. Despite huge numbers of visitors daily, if you buy your tickets online and for the early morning, you can avoid waiting in big lines. Just next door is the Roman Forum, the heart of ancient Roman life. This was the political, religious and commercial centre of the empire. It's wild to think that Julius Caesar once walked these same paths. Give yourself some time here to explore. It is much bigger than it looks. If you have a keen interest in the history, it may be worth getting a guided tour, as there's little information to be found walking around the grounds. Rome is a living museum, and the best way to explore it is to simply walk. We started at the towering monument to Victor Emmanuel II. Locals call it the wedding cake. Then wandering through those cobbled streets, we arrived at the incredible Pantheon. This 2,000-year-old temple still holds the record for the largest unreinforced concrete dome in the world. There's a charge to get inside, so we continued on. Just a few blocks away is Piazza Navona, one of the prettiest squares in Rome. Once a stadium for athletic contests, it's now home to fountains, street performers and cafes. No Rome visit is complete without tossing a coin into the Trevi fountain. But it's currently under refurbishment, so there's only a small pool set up for that. Despite this, the lines were huge, but it's still worth a look. And if you're into the architecture of those old churches, the Papal Basilica of St. Mary Major is a must. Much less crowded and free to enter, it is absolutely stunning. And it's also open later in the evening, so you can take a stroll in after dinner to see it. And to round out our number 3 of top picks in Rome, we crossed into the Vatican City. With its towering walls, it's home to the Pope and some of the most priceless artwork. Inside the Vatican museums, you'll find Raphael's masterpieces, and after a very long windy journey, you'll reach the crown jewel, the Sistine Chapel. Cameras aren't allowed in the final chapel, but there's plenty to snap up on the way there. Then there's St. Peter's Basilica, the largest church in the world. If you're up for a workout, you can climb up to the dome. We were up for that, but not up for the line stretching over 300 meters. From Rome, we headed south to Naples and one of the most haunting places in Italy, Pompeii. In 79 AD, Mount Vesuvius erupted, burying this Roman city under ash and preserving it almost perfectly. Walking through those ancient streets, you see everything from bakeries to bathhouses to eerily plastered casts of people caught in the eruption. It's both fascinating and sobering. We had also planned to hike up Mount Vesuvius for a view of the crater, but the weather had other ideas. If you want a break from the chaos of Naples, here's a hidden gem. Head up the funicular tram to Belvedere San Martino by catching the tram from Monte Santo station up 2 stops to Morgan station. It's a peaceful spot above the city with one of the best panoramic views in Naples. From up here you can see Mount Vesuvius looming over the city. To our top foods, and of course it had to be pizza at number 1. What a surprise was just how many different styles there were to try. And they're all called pizza. We started in Rome with these mini pizzas on a flatbread base. Perfect for a quick snack. There are no shortages of toppings to try, but my mouth is just watering thinking about the prosciutto on this one. Then there's pizza al taglio, square slices sold by weight. You just point to what you want and they cut it up and toast it there for you. These are great for on the go and probably the tastiest find in Rome. Of course, there's the classic round Neapolitan pizza with that soft chewy crust, fresh tomato sauce and mozzarella that melts like a dream. This is a must when you're in Naples. And finally, the ultimate indulgence, fried pizza. Yes, deep fried. This one we found in Naples. Packed with your choice of pizza toppings, the dough is folded over and sealed before being chucked in the deep fryer. This is one you're probably not going to be able to find at home. It's crispy on the outside and gooey on the inside. And honestly, it's probably not one for us, but it's definitely something to try while you're here. Number 2, Italian sweets. Okay, cheating a little bit here putting them together, but how could we not? We started with the Maritozzi, a sweet brioche bun stuffed full with whipped cream. It's rich, light and addictive. Legend says Roman men gave it to their fiancés, because who could say no to that much cream? And of course, gelato. There's nothing like grabbing a scoop or 3 and wandering the cobblestone streets. They say look for the gelato that's muted in colour and stored in covered metal tins. That's the real deal, but honestly, we couldn't tell the difference. The flavours sure punch you in the face with their intensity. It's something to experience for sure. Even visiting in the winter couldn't stop us from trying out all the flavours. And finally, our last food you must try in Italy is of course pasta. And in Italy, it's not just a food, it's a love language. We tried gnocchi in a rich tomato sauce and a seafood pasta loaded with clams and mussels. This one was a personal favourite of ours with all that fresh seafood. Another we tried was a creamy tartufo, which was pure decadence with its slices of black truffles and mushrooms. We found this place in a quiet street just around the corner from the Vatican. We found the best places were the ones we just stumbled across. Their tortellini was also really excellent. Oh, and we also managed to squeeze in a bonus panini. Their cured meats and cheese were so good. And finally, the Roman classic, Carbonara. No cream, just egg, a lot of cheese, pancetta and black pepper. And when it's done right, it's unbeatable. When it's done wrong, not so good. Every region in Italy has its own style, and the best part is you can never really go wrong with the food. From ancient ruins to street food and secret views, Rome and Naples seriously delivered. Which is your favourite Italian food? Let us know in the comments. And if you like this episode, give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and we'll see you again in the next one.